I love the technique she's using. This is perfect technique. And she is so spot on right now. I've never agreed with anything as much as I agree with what she just said. Today we're going over a great hair routine from another YouTuber. She has great hair and a great hair routine. I want you to see it. But if she's like most YouTubers, there's probably some shortcuts she can take and some products she can completely leave out. And that's what I want to go over with you today. This routine comes from Julia Havens. She's got an amazing channel. If you like this video, make sure to give her a shout and a follow.
Today's video is going to be an updated everyday hair care routine. So I try to wash it every 2 days.
So she's washing her hair every 2 days, and ideally you really want to go at least 3 days between washes, but a lot of people struggle with that. And believe it or not, a lot of the time you can easily fix that by just cutting out a couple products. If your hair gets weighed down really quickly and easily, there's a good chance that your products are too heavy or you're just using too many products.
Starting with a wet, crazy hair. First thing that I take is a detangler. So this one is by Dry Bar. This is their Prep Rally. I am almost out of it.
All right, so first product, and this is already one of the products that we're going to drop out. Never use a detangler. Detanglers are absolutely useless. And I know you're thinking like, what do I do? How do I brush my hair out without it tangling and knotting and all that stuff? And the answer is a leave-in conditioner. Leave-in conditioners help you detangle your hair just as well as a detangler. And they also massively improve the health and appearance of your hair. A leave-in conditioner is like a cell phone. You can do everything. You can call people, you can text people, you can go online, you can do everything. Where a detangler is kind of like an old landline phone. All you can do is make calls. You're way better off buying a product that does everything. And the leave-in conditioner is much lighter than a detangler because this detangler actually has oil in it. It's going to weigh the hair down and make it gross. Leave-in conditioner all the way does so much more than a detangler and is just as good at detangling.
I also like to put something on my ends. So this is the Kerastase Nectar Thermique, and it's kind of just like a little, looks like milk basically.
And this Kerastase blow dry cream is actually a really good product, but the thing is, it's not for fine or medium hair. This is more for coarse hair because it's pretty heavy. She should get something that's a little bit lighter. If she switched this out for something lighter, like Big Blowout, her hair would feel much better. It would be much lighter, much bouncier, much fresher, and it would last way longer before she had to wash. The way she's putting it on at first is absolutely perfect. You want to start with your ends like that, but she's kind of stopping like right here. She doesn't put anything higher than right there. If you stop in the lower mids, all this hair is naked, and you never want to blow dry naked hair. It doesn't have any heat protection, and the texture is going to be way off. It's not going to be shiny. It's not going to be smooth. You definitely want to start applying it from the bottom, just like she did, but you want to work your way up to about the ears, and then when you have almost nothing left on your hands, then you still want to run it over the top of your head just a little bit when there's not much left, just because it's going to give you a much better texture.
Next for a brush. So just gonna brush out gently.
This is so good. This is like a master class in detangling. If you watch, she's kind of like, as she comes down, she's kind of angling the brush up. Whenever it gets stuck, she's angling the brush up to kind of pull it out instead of ripping through it. That's exactly what you want to do. You never want to force the brush through the hair. As soon as you feel it starting to get tangled, bring it back out and start over again. And some people will look at this and kind of criticize it and say, hey, you should start detangling from the bottom and then work your way up. That's the safest way to do it. That's the easiest way to do it, but she's really good at detangling. This is not her first rodeo. She knows what she's doing. She can get away with this without ripping through anything.
For the everyday basis, usually just do those two things and then I go straight into blow drying.
It's really easy to miss what she just said there, but it is so true. You only need 2 products to blow dry your hair. A leave-in conditioner and a blow dry cream. Don't make it expensive, don't make it hard, don't make it all these different products. Less is more. If you're using more than those 2 products, you're just weighing your hair down.
So if you guys have watched my channel for a while, you know I've used the Dyson blow dryer for years. I got this probably 4 years ago for Christmas and I've used it ever since and I'm obsessed with it.
Quick time out, because hopefully this is gonna save somebody $500. Do not buy the Dyson. The Dyson is not a good blow dryer at all. The best way to explain that and show you is actually to tell you a story from back when I was in high school. When I met my first girlfriend in high school, I thought she was absolutely amazing. When she forgot my birthday, I was like, I guess girlfriends just forget birthdays. That's what they do, because I had nothing to compare her to. I'd never been with an awesome girlfriend, so I didn't know if she was good or not. I just guessed that she was amazing. And hair tools are the same thing. If you've never used an amazing one, you have no reference to know what's good and what's bad. So there's a ton of people out there that went from a $40 blow dryer at Target to the Dyson, and they think the Dyson's amazing because they've never tried another premium blow dryer. But the Dyson is the worst premium blow dryer out there. It makes your hair feel like straw and takes days off your blow dry by ruining the texture. The reason I'm confident in saying that is that we've tried all the blow dryers out there. And when we tried the Dyson, we actually had to call everyone back that we tested it on and give them a refund because the texture was just not up to our standards. Whoa, this is not blow drying. This is really misleading because most people, 90% of people, if they do this, you'll get absolutely terrible results. Don't copy this. Videos like this are really dangerous because people try to copy it, they go in their bathroom, shake a blow dryer with their hair, and they're wondering like, what's wrong with me? My hair didn't work like that. Like, what am I doing wrong? And so they just get frustrated and quit and feel bad about themselves. I'm here to tell you, do not feel bad. This is not the real world. That does not work for most people. I see a lot of heads of hair in here at my salon every single day. Most people cannot get away with that. And you can actually see from the technique she used, there's a little bit of puffiness here. And that puffiness is an indicator it's gonna turn to frizz really quickly. That's not gonna be a long-lasting style. If she used a round brush here or a blow dry brush, the texture would have been way better. The style would have lasted way longer. Yes, it takes a little bit of extra time, but you actually save time because you're adding 2 more days by doing it properly.
Next, I'm plugging in my T3 1¼ inch curling iron.
All right, so moving on to iron work. And 1¼ inches is actually a really big iron. It's gonna be hard to get the curls to stay. The bigger the iron is, the looser the curls are, and the faster they fall out.
I put a little dry shampoo in my roots because my hair is super fine and thin. Like I've said, it gets kind of greasy or weighed down pretty easily. So I'm gonna go in with the IGK First Class Dry Shampoo.
Personally, I would never use dry shampoo right now, but the way she's applying it, the way it's on the scalp and not on the length of her hair, that's absolutely perfect. And IGK products tend to be a little bit heavy. They're really best for coarse hair. Fine and medium hair should really stay away from IGK because it's just heavy and weighs the hair down. Costs you days off your style. And that's where it gets really tricky. There's really no way for a normal person to know that. Like I have a salon here, I can try out an IGK product on 20 different people in one day and figure it out right away. But most people just aren't able to do that.
Okay, so I'm moving on to curling and basically,
all right, so I just need to point something out. Things are going very, very wrong here, and it is not her fault at all. Her products are completely and absolutely failing her right now. The heavy products are already weighing her hair down, making it clump together, and it is not her fault at all. It's the oil and the detangler, and then it's the IGK that is way too heavy for her hair. And this is where I start to get really frustrated. She worked so that she could afford these products that said they would make her hair better, and they're doing nothing but making her hair worse. In a perfect world, every label would say exactly what type of hair it's for. You shouldn't have to guess. It's not fair that she has to guess like maybe this is good for my hair or maybe this is gonna screw everything up and she has to buy it to find out. It's not fair at all. It's not cool. It should say it on every single label.
I'm going to wrap the hair around the iron away from my face. And the reason I like doing this versus clamp it like this, do you see the difference? Because I find that my hair actually holds better if I wrap it around versus if I clamp it.
She is so spot on right now. I've never agreed with anything as much as I agree with what she just said. Wrapping your hair with the iron upside down makes the curls last so much longer than it does when you roll up with the clamp. The reason it lasts so much longer is while you're wrapping the hair, it actually gets twisted. That twist evenly distributes the weight of the curl beneath it, so it lasts much longer. She's so smart right here. Most stylists actually don't even know that. There's actually one problem here though, is this curl actually didn't turn out that good, but it's a really, really easy fix. The problem is the section that she put on the iron was actually too long. If she just cut it in half and did 2 smaller sections, the curl would have come out amazing. Another thing that's holding her back that isn't that obvious is you can actually see the iron isn't hot enough. You see it's kind of like a half curl, like a kind of curl. It's not a strong curl. If she went a little bit hotter on the temperature, which I don't think you can on this iron, I think this iron is actually fixed at a temperature, but it needs to be hotter, and if it was hotter, it would give a much better looking curl. So basically, she's gonna have to cover up for it later. She's gonna have to use a lot of hairspray or something like that to get the curls to hold, and that hairspray is gonna add extra texture and weight to her hair. It'd be much better if we just used a little bit more heat.
I tend to just go all in the same direction. It works for me.
You probably noticed a major problem right now, and that's that she hasn't been using heat protectant. Hopefully she's putting it on and just not like showing us or something, because she said she has fragile hair. She says she has a little bit of damage. So hopefully she's putting on that heat protectant in between what she's showing us. Heat protectant is absolutely non-negotiable. It actually has a ton of benefits, and one of those benefits is that it actually adds more hold, so that would help her hold her curls as well. And another thing most people don't realize is that heat protectant protects your hair by forming a barrier around around it. And it's heat activated, so when you put the iron on there, it gets super shiny. So it doesn't just protect your hair, it makes it look much better, much shinier, and adds more hold. You definitely need to be using one if you use an iron.
So I'm gonna gently brush through it. You don't have to do this, you can just leave it, but I like a little bit of a softer look.
She makes a really good point here. If you want to soften up your curls, brushing them out is a great way to do it. I might use, instead of a wet brush here, or instead of whatever type of brush she's using, a really wide tooth comb will go through there without breaking it up quite as much. When you brush your curls out with a brush that has that many bristles, you might just lose the entire curls. Remember, the looser your curls get, the more you brush them out, the faster they're gonna fall out.
All right, and since we sprayed with a Stronghold hairspray,
I can't help but feel a little bit bad for her. She did so many things right. She's got a great routine, but these products are kind of just letting her down. If you notice, it's kind of still got like a puffy, frizzy texture to it. Getting your hair super smooth and super shiny isn't just for the look. It's gonna make your style last way longer. It's the difference between going 2 days and 4 days between your washes.
and voila, hair is all done. That is the current hair routine these days, you guys.
All right, so I gotta admit, she had a pretty amazing hair routine. The only thing that went wrong were some of her products let her down and her tools let her down. She had a great routine, she had great technique, she did a great job. This was the first video I've ever done like this, so if you like this format, let me know in the comments and I'll make sure to make more. If you have any questions, leave a comment and either me or somebody from the community will get back to you. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Have a good one.